I'm currently in my 30s, working as a salesperson at an IT company, and my name's John. I've been dating my wife, Emily, since our college days. Both of us are tennis enthusiasts, and we're part of the tennis club in college. I'm the kind of guy who gets really excited about anniversaries and events, loving to surprise my partner with something special. So, on occasions like Emily's birthday or Christmas, I'd always come up with a surprise to delight her. There are many types of surprises, but a common one I do involves pretending to forget and then surprising her later. Emily particularly loves this kind of surprise. It's hard to say it myself, but I'm a pretty attentive person. It might be a bit much for some, but that's just me. Anyway, I've always loved staging surprises, but the most elaborate one had to be when I proposed. I proposed around the 5th year of my career, which was about 8 years into our relationship. The day I proposed was Emily's birthday, and the first part of the surprise was making her think it was just for her birthday. I had booked a rather fancy hotel for the day. Of course, I kept it a secret from Emily until the day arrived. Emily, today is your birthday, so I've booked a hotel as a surprise. Let's go stay there tonight. Come on, get ready to stay over.
Well, that's amazing. I kind of guessed it, so I'm almost ready to go. By the way, which hotel are we staying at?
This time I went all out and booked the Marriott Hotel.
Well, that's really fancy.
By this point, the novelty of surprises had somewhat worn off, and Emily was expecting them, so it wasn't as fresh anymore. So, even though she pretended to be excited, I think she wasn't really surprised. Also, the dinner tonight has a dress code, so make sure to prepare something formal.
Really? A dress code? That's nice, but a bit of a hassle.
After checking into the hotel and relaxing for a bit, we were getting ready for dinner when the front desk called. Emily, there's a problem with the room's facilities, and we can't stay here tonight. They're going to inspect the room now, so we have to leave immediately.
What? Are you serious? I just got dressed.
They're looking for another hotel for us, so we have no choice but to leave.
Oh no, that's terrible. It's such a nice hotel. I'd rather go home if we have to move to another hotel.
Emily was really angry. Her mood had dropped, and she truly wanted to go home. As she grumbled, I managed to calm her down and got us into a taxi to head to our real destination. Here we are.
This place is...
The hotel we arrived at was a popular luxury hotel Emily had always wanted to visit. I had told her it would be out of our budget for a while, so she was even more surprised. Well, this is the place you've always wanted to visit, Emily. We're lucky. With a bit of an act, I went to check in at the front desk.
Really? The Royal Suite?
By this time, Emily's mood had completely changed, and she was excited. As we entered the room, she was thrilled to see how spacious and beautiful it was, with an incredible view of the city at night.
Look at this. It's amazing. The view is incredible.
And this looks like the bedroom. Let's go in together. I beckoned Emily into the bedroom, and we both entered.
What? This is amazing.
On the bed in the bedroom, a large heart was formed out of red rose petals. And inside that heart, there was a big bouquet of roses. Yes, this was all part of the surprise I had planned, from leading Emily from the first hotel to this luxury one, all prearranged by me. It took more effort and money than any surprise I've done before.
Well, what's all this? Isn't this year's surprise a bit much?
Are you happy? But the main event is still to come. Saying that, I got down on one knee. I pulled out an engagement ring from my pocket and looked up at Emily. Emily, will you marry me?
Really? Are you serious?
Tears were welling up in Emily's eyes.
Yes, I'd be honored.
That proposal was special, but that's how I used to do surprises. After that, we happily got married and started living together in a house with a yard. On weekends, we'd go out to play tennis, our shared hobby, and had a happy married life. Those were truly happy times, but about 3 years into our marriage, my work began to demand more of my weekends, making it hard to find time for Emily. The more I worked, the more I was entrusted with important projects by the company, and as my career progressed, so did my salary, which I thought was good despite feeling bad for Emily. Emily seemed to support me too.
We still have a lot of mortgage left, and we'll need more money when we have kids. Work as much as you can now to earn money. It's not time to be playing around.
Our outings became significantly less frequent.
We hardly use the car anymore. Don't you think it's a waste that we have to pay for the maintenance costs?
Well, it's true we can just take the train to go somewhere.
Right? I can even walk to my tennis lessons. Let's save up every penny we can for now.
So, we ended up selling the car when its inspection was due. Emily doesn't even have a driver's license. For groceries and daily necessities, there was a big supermarket within walking distance from our house, so not having a car wasn't much of an inconvenience. About a year after we sold the car, Emily suddenly started saying she wanted a car.
Hey, not having a car is kind of inconvenient. I want one.
Really? When do you feel like you need a car?
There are various times. Oh, and I want to get my driver's license.
A license? What brought this on all of a sudden?
I'm just bored staying at home all day. I want to go for drives by myself. I don't want to just come straight home after tennis lessons. I want to visit trendy cafes and boutiques.
You could do that by train, though.
Emily's expression clearly changed. Why not? I really want it. And you're saying no?
Because it's time to save money. Cars are expensive, and it just seems wasteful.
It's all because you don't earn much, John. Whose fault do you think it is that I have to endure all this?
I do feel bad about that, but Emily pressed on.
If you think a car is wasteful, then the junk you collect is even more so.
Junk? That's hardly a fair comparison. I collect model cars and figures, and I have quite the collection in my room. I own some fairly rare items in the collector's community, so being called out for collecting junk was quite offensive to me.
Buying that kind of junk is a real waste of money. If you're not going to buy a car, then I'll throw away the junk in your room too. And I won't allow you to buy any new ones either.
Whoa, hold on a second. That's not related.
It is related. If I have to give up on getting a car, then you should give up on something you want, too.
Spending time looking at my model cars and figure collection on my days off is precious to me. They're a source of relief from my busy work life. So just the thought of them being thrown away darkens my mood. All right. I'll consider the car thing more seriously. So please don't throw away my collection.
Fine. As long as you're considering the car, that's okay with me.
I was relieved for the moment, but I still couldn't fully understand why Emily was so adamant about wanting a car. Moreover, Emily's weekend outings have noticeably increased recently. Plus, she's been coming home late, sometimes after 9 or 10 p.m. When I asked about her outings, she insisted she was going to tennis lessons.
That's what I've been telling you. I'm working hard to win a tennis tournament.
But isn't that too late?
After practice, we all go out to eat while reflecting on the day's session. I should be allowed to have that kind of fun, too.
Bringing this up always soured her mood, making it a touchy subject. Furthermore, my suspicions grew when I received a call from an unexpected person one day. It was from Susan, the wife of the tennis coach Emily attends.
John, long time no see. I'm sorry for calling out of the blue.
No problem. It's been a while. What's up?
Well, to cut to the chase, it seems like my husband is having an affair with Emily.
Really? Is that true?
Some students from the tennis school mentioned that the two of them seemed suspicious.
Hearing this, all my doubts about Emily came flooding back. The coach is quite the looker and tall, making him popular among the female students. And there were rumors about him being involved with multiple students. Suspicious? Do you have any evidence?
No, there's no evidence. I just heard they were being overly affectionate during lessons, and that someone saw two people who looked like my husband and Emily walking together downtown.
I see. That alone doesn't necessarily mean they're having an affair.
Indeed, but certainly. My husband has been coming home late recently. I've been slightly worried about that for a while. How about Emily?
Hearing that question sank my heart. Actually, Emily has also been coming home late from tennis school lately. Susan was taken aback by my answer, responding after a slight delay.
Is that so?
Well, this alone doesn't prove an affair. After a moment of silence, Susan mentioned something else.
By the way, my husband suddenly started saying he wants a car recently. We usually don't use a car at all, and we never go out together. Plus, our apartment doesn't have parking, so I told him we didn't need one, but he's been insistent. I know this might not seem related, but it's just odd.
Emily has also started insisting we need a car recently.
Really?
Yes, we got rid of our car a while back because we didn't need it. And now suddenly she wants one. I was wondering about that too. Could there be a connection? Suspecting something fishy, we kept in touch, brainstorming how to catch Emily and the coach in their affair. One Sunday, as usual, Emily was off to her tennis club. Emily, I just got a call from work. I have to go on a business trip for a week starting now.
Oh, is that so? Quite sudden, isn't it? A whole week exactly.
Emily didn't say anything about the trip being sudden or ask about its details, but she kept confirming how long it would be. After she left for tennis school, I prepared a week's worth of clothes and set up a little something before leaving the house. During the trip, Susan and I exchanged information frequently. On the last day, as I was packing up in the hotel, I got a call from Emily. Hello, what's up?
Hey, I hit someone with your car. Can you come over? Let's settle it with insurance.
I was almost floored by what Emily casually mentioned, but I kept my cool. I only have model cars. Whose car?
Yeah, I get it. You bought the car as a surprise, right? You used to do that, pretend to forget, and then surprise me later. It's been a while, so I was really shocked at first. Going away on a business trip for a week just to surprise me with a car, that's quite elaborate of you.
Yes, the week-long business trip was a lie. It was a plan Susan and I devised to catch Emily and the coach in their affair. Sorry, but that car isn't a surprise gift for me, nor is it my car. By the way, who are you with right now? Who was driving that car? Emily doesn't have a license, so obviously someone else was driving. I had my suspicions about who it was.
The tennis coach, Mark, was driving. But what do you mean it's not your car? It was parked in our driveway, and the keys were on the entryway table.
So you were with Mark. Got it. I'll come over with the car's owner.
No need for that. You're still doing the surprise thing, right? Just come over and sort this out.
Emily still thinks I bought the car as a surprise. She didn't seem the least bit guilty about being with Mark. I arrived at the scene where Emily and Mark had caused the accident. There were Emily and Mark, and the car was significant damage.
You're late, John. And why is Susan here?
Susan, wait, why is your father here too? Emily and the coach were quite surprised to see me arrive with Susan and her father, Alan. Why? Well, because my car was involved in an accident, that's why. What do you mean? This is John's car.
Yes, what are you talking about? It's been in my garage for a week. You spent the week driving around and enjoying yourselves in the car, didn't you?
No, that's not.
What do you mean by that?
Emily and the coach were clearly panicking.
There's a rumor at the tennis school that Emily and my husband are having an affair. I consulted with John about it.
An affair? That's impossible. What does that have to do with anything? I'll explain. As Emily and Mark glared at me, I calmly explained. The rumors of Emily and Mark having an affair were just that, rumors from the tennis school, without clear evidence. However, their recent behavior had been odd. So, Susan and I decided to work together to see if they were indeed having an affair. Both of you recently started saying you wanted a car, which was suspicious to both Susan and me. If you were having an affair, having a car would naturally mean you go for drives. We explained the situation to Alan, and he lent us his car for a week. I pretended to be on a business trip to see if you both would use the car.
So, you lied and tricked us.
I'm sorry the business trip was a lie, but I never said I bought the car. So trap people like this, what kind of person does that?
Well, you two fell for it. Putting your own affair aside and criticizing, that's rich. Today, I just happened to ask Mark to drive.
Emily began a difficult attempt to justify herself.
Oh, but the car seemed to be gone from the garage almost all week.
I had Susan check on my garage. You went that far, but there's no evidence I drove any other day, nor is it proof of an affair. Let's check the dash cam. This dash cam records video and audio inside the car. Luckily, the dash cam was intact, so after talking to the police, we all decided to watch the footage. It showed them using the car daily while I was supposedly away. They visited popular couple spots and even hotels. There's no escaping this now.
It's different, John. Mark was just so insistent. I couldn't help it.
What are you talking about? You were the one who came on to me.
As if I wouldn't do that with someone who's been involved with multiple students.
What? That's on you. I heard you've been involved with others too.
The argument continued painfully for Susan, Alan, and me to hear. Eventually, Emily and I ended up divorcing. Susan and I ended up demanding alimony from our respective partners. The person Mark hit with the car was seriously injured and likely to suffer lasting effects. Mark will probably be asked for a considerable amount of compensation from the victim. Furthermore, during the police investigation, it was discovered that both of them had been drinking a considerable amount of alcohol. Therefore, there is a high possibility that Mark will be punished for dangerous driving, and Emily will also be charged with a crime because she was a passenger of the drunk driver. As for me, I continue to enjoy my collecting hobby slowly and comfortably by myself. There are many cars I want. Of course, I'm talking about model cars.